Global, you order anything you want, and when you receive it, you celebrate it. Because
please don't scroll.
I'm getting sick and I'm tired of living life this way. Lord, without you here with me, all I seem to do is make mistakes. I'm asking, is there a limit to your mercy? 'Cause I wanna know. I wanna go back to the days where for you I was thirsty. Okay now, Lord, I apologize. Again, I crucified you. I try to fight it, but it's clear I need you to survive. So many times I tried with my own devices, but you told me everything I need you have provided. Blind to your love, was deaf to your call. I come before your throne of grace and I surrender all. Cause when I fall, you're there to catch me. So if they ask me, I'll say that your grace is all I need. Oh Lord, you see the best in me. It's why I call you Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. It's why I call you Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. When I'm walking through the valley, let me feel you next to me. And that's my prayer, my prayer, my prayer. And that's my prayer. You know my thoughts, you know my heart, you know my prayer, Lord. You know my prayer, Lord. You know my thoughts, you know my heart, you know my prayer, Lord. You know my prayer, Lord. And so I pray, let your spirit fill me. Every day I'm breathing. Let your mercy shield me from all evil. Cause it was you who found me. So when you just ground me, build a tower around me. Goodness and favor around me. Beg you never allow me. Never move on without me. If you move on without me, waters of death will drown me. Sometimes it gets so rowdy. My sunny days get cloudy. But with you I overcome. And I'll say that your grace is all I need. Oh Lord, you see the best in me. That's why I call you Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. That's why I call you Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. When I'm walking through the valley, let me feel you next to me. And that's my prayer, my prayer, my that's my prayer. Whoa, say that your grace is all I need. Oh Lord, you see the best in me. That's why I call you Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. That's why I call you Yahweh, Yahweh, Yahweh. When I'm walking through the valley, let me feel you next to me. And that's my prayer, my prayer. And that's my prayer, and that's my prayer, oh Lord. And that's my prayer. You know my thoughts, you know my heart, you know my prayer, you know my prayer, you know my thoughts, you know my heart.
Good evening, everyone. Hi, and welcome to today's program on mental health and nutrition. It's so good to have each and every one of you here with us today. And so today we'll be learning about how nutrition is important in helping to sustain mental health. In Nigeria today, we are very, very aware that a lot of people are battling with a lot of things regarding mental health. And so it's my pleasure to welcome you to today's program. Hi again, my name is Ogunka Favor, and I'll be your host for today. And so, because this is a virtual meeting, we'll do just a little bit of get to know me. So, if you can, please drop your name in the comment section and then let us know where you're joining us from. And so, my name is Ogunka Favor once again, and I'm joining in from Ogun State. So, please let us know your name and where you're joining us from. Hi, Elizabeth from Abuja. It's good to have you here with us. Yes, so welcome. Hello, Scholastica from Delta State. Hi, Abibat from Lagos. Welcome to today's program. Hi, Bodunde Damilola from Oyo State. It's good to have you here with us today. I'm so glad that we have people all around the world. Hi, Grace from Akwa Ibom. which means that each and every one of us gets to learn, hear, and then spread the good news of what we've heard to the rest of the people in the world. So you're here not just for your own sake, but you're also here so you can help people understand the importance of nutrition in mental health, which I believe is the reason we all signed up for this program. So hi Balogun from Lagos. If you're joining us today, it means that you're here because you'd like to impact the world positively. Hello, Goodness from Asaba. It's good to have you here with us today. In the meantime, I'd like us all to relax and get everything that we need for this program in every way possible. We'd like to refer back to what we've learned today. So I believe that that's the aim of everyone here right now. So get a notepad, or if you're jotting on your phone, you can do that as well. But maybe to avoid distractions, you want to get a notepad instead. So get your notepad and your pen, a bottle of water as well, and something to maybe snack on in the middle of the program. I promise that we do have a lot in store for you today. So once again, my name is Ogunka Favor. Now, to kick up the session, I'd like us to start with an opening prayer. So let's pray. Father, we thank you for today. Thank you for Sunday. Thank you for everything that you've done for us, for the start of a new week. And as it is the last day in the month of June, we are grateful for how far you've brought us through the year. Lord, we pray that as we learn today about mental health, as we learn today about nutrition and its relation to one another, I pray, God, that you guide and protect each and every one of us in the name of Jesus. For in Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen. Yes. So welcome once again, everyone. I'd like to welcome the founder of ASAT as he comes to give us a talk on ASAT. So with a virtual round of applause, please put your hands together for Mr. Dari.
All right. Thank you so much, Favor. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon, depending on whichever part of the world you're joining from. So my name is Daria Sobele, founder of ASAT. So ASAT is a subgroup of Executives Open Initiative. Just to share some facts with everyone, every 40 seconds, someone takes their life globally. So every year you have 800,000 people dying by suicide. In Nigeria, we're over 200 million, and we barely have up to 1,000 registered mental health professionals. And so what that means is that even if we had 1,000 of these people, one person has to attend to about 200,000 people. So it's a lot. So at ASAT, we have a WhatsApp forum that has close to 1,000 participants where we have conversations every Monday. We also have a Telegram community that has close to 1,000 participants where we have conversations every Friday. We also have our free mental health training that happens every second Sunday of the month. And we also have a virtual/physical support group that happens every third Saturday as well, basically, right? We also have access to mental health first aiders for free. They'll reach out to you, talk to you if you want to rant. And then we also have mental health professionals, about 12 of them, local and foreign as well, that you can also reach out to. At ASAT, we also have a couple of activities such as the ASAT store. Funny enough, today is the last day of ASAT store 2024. So what we decided to do with ASAT store is that we go to rural communities to talk to them about mental health and just to educate them. Then we also have our Mental Health Speaks, which is an annual conference we do every year at ASAT as well. So yeah, so that's about ASAT. And then we have this session where we just realized that a lot of times people don't understand what they eat has a way of affecting them. And so we're hoping that you guys will be able to learn a lot from this as well. But before I go, I want us to just do a breathing exercise. I know some of us might be tense, so I just want everybody to just sit up. So just sit up. I wish I could see everybody's face, beautiful face. So I just want you to sit up, take a deep breath in, breathe out, take a deep breath in again, breathe out. Now, this time around, I want you to take a deep breath in while I count to 5. Now, take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to do it again. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. How many of us feel relaxed? If you feel relaxed, can you raise your hand? There's a raise your hand feature. How many of us feel relaxed? Don't lie. How many of us feel relaxed? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Only 2 people. Okay. 3. All right. So please guys, from time to time, make sure you practice this exercise. This exercise is literally good for those of us that might have anxiety. So anxiety is about worrying about future, whether something will work out or not as well. So thank you so much. Over to you, Favor.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Dari, for that wonderful session. I really do hope each and every one of us feels a lot more relaxed and ready for today's session as we learn about nutrition and mental health. So now that we've given you enough reason to be rest assured that you're spending the best time with Asads, why you have to spend your evening with Asads today. Without further ado, I'd like us to move on to the next session of this program. So to understand, as I mentioned in the beginning, let's get a notepad, a bottle of water, probably a snack or something, just something so that we can, in case you're feeling sleepy, you can chew gum so that you'll be able to understand the session. So to introduce our speaker, I want us to ready our minds as we listen to who she is. So our speaker is Mary Ayo, and she works as a nutritionist and an executive administrator. And today she will be talking about the connection between mental health and nutrition and the benefits of nutrition in sustaining mental health. So without further ado, let us welcome Mary Ayo. So Mary, over to you.
Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you so much, Favor. Good evening, everybody, and welcome. It's really good to have you here. Thank you so much, everyone that has joined in. I cannot wait to speak to you guys and then hear your questions. So, first of all, I'd just like to ask, is there a time when you have been mentally stressed and you couldn't eat well? This session is just going to shed more light on how important nutrition is in mental health. So first of all, I'm just going to share my slides so you guys can see this whole. Okay. So like I asked, is there a time where you have been mentally stressed and you couldn't eat well? Let me know what you guys, if that has happened to you, or if you have ever experienced a situation where you were mentally stressed and you just couldn't eat properly. So first of all, what is mental health? What does everyone, why do everyone keep saying mental health, mental health? Why is mental health really, really important? So mental health generally refers to a person's psychological, emotional, and social well-being. So what that means is how a person would relate to people socially, a person's state of mind, and how they think. That's generally what mental health refers to. So it affects how people think, how they handle stress, and how they make choices. In relation to nutrition helps in so when you maintain a nutritious diet, it is important, or it helps in your overall well-being, which in turn would include your mental health. So having an optimal mental health would help you in your day-to-day activities. It will help you in maintaining your relationships. It influences your physical health and generally just improves the quality of your life. So I think you have an idea now of what mental health is and why nutrition is important in mental health. So I'm just going to quickly list a few mental health issues that are really common in today's in the society today. So number one is anxiety, which is excessive fear, worry, phobia, and in severe cases, it can actually be you having panic attacks. The second one that is quite common is schizophrenia, which is basically distorted thinking and thinking about things that are not really the right situation of things. So you have this idea in your head of things or situations or people, which is not the true situation of things. There's also eating disorder, which um, it's really, really common, such as anorexia, where people have this bad relationship with food. They feel like, oh, if I eat this amount of food, I'm going to be fat, or and these people tend to throw up food after eating some amount of food. They'll just go and throw it up because they feel like in their head, in their mind, they feel like, oh, if I eat like this, I'm going to be fat. I'm not going to like my body anymore. My body is not going to be as it is. So these are the three common mental health issues that I would be touching on today. So by understanding the impact of nutrition, which is why I really want to talk about today, this is what I really want to emphasize in today's conversation. By understanding the impact of nutrition on the brain and on the mind in general, just so everyone can empower themselves to make better choices and informed decisions on how they eat and how they can just generally be happier with their lives, living healthy lives and happier lives. So okay. Um, what is how does food affect the brain? This is the next big thing. How does food affect the brain? How does nutrition affect the brain? What does eating certain foods do to the brain? How can we feel better after eating certain foods? So this would bring me to this discussion about the brain and the gut connection. The brain and the gut are actually linked together. I wouldn't say linked, but these two things coexist together. What I mean by that is the brain communicates with the gut. I hope everyone here knows what I mean when I say the gut. So the gut means the part of your stomach where digestion happens and all of that good stuff. It contains the good bacteria that digest food. So the brain, like I said, the brain is connected to the gut with the nervous system. So there's a group of nerves that connect the brain to the gut, which is called the nervous system. But the brain and the gut talk to each other in some way. They are like besties. You can say that they talk to each other when you eat food and it goes to the gut. So the chemical reaction that happens in the gut sends signals to the brain. Now, why is the brain and gut, or how is the brain and the gut connected? Okay, how is the brain and the gut connected? So studies suggest that there are conversations between your gut and your brain which may influence your feeling of fullness, your feeling of hunger, your stress levels, your mood. It all even affects your mood, cravings. I know women out here would understand when I say maybe when you're on your period, you crave certain foods and then you just want to eat those foods so you can feel better. Even when you're having so much pain, you just want to eat sweet things, you just want to eat pastries, and this thing will just make you feel better. Well, this conversation is going on between your brain and your gut. So now I'm going to help you understand how this happens. So yeah, like I was saying, the brain influences your feeling of fullness, which is satiety, feeling of hunger, stress levels, mood, cravings, your muscle movement, your sensitivity to pain, etc. So the bacteria that lives in your gut, which is known as the good bacteria, not the one that is now rampant in Lagos that has caused the cholera thing that everybody's now. Anyway, the bacteria in your gut is known as the good bacteria, and it is involved in the connection to the brain. So gut microbes produce these bacteria, and they help some chemical neurotransmitters convey messages to the brain. Like I said earlier, when you're feeling some type of way, you're moody, you just want to eat. This is what happens. This is when the messages are sent from your gut to your brain. That is what happens. So they also produce this bacteria, this good bacteria. Please don't get lost. This good bacteria also produces chemicals that can affect your brain through your bloodstream. Now, the best way to take care of your health, your gut health, which is your stomach area where your food does all the digestion, is to maintain a balanced diet. It's really not magic. It's not anything special. I know we've been hearing balanced diet since nursery 1 or primary 1. Our teachers, our parents have been telling us this thing. We've been hearing it for so long, but it is the truth. The key to maintaining a good gut health is in having a balanced diet. And you can also take care of your brain health when you have a balanced diet, right? This in turn, it's like a ripple effect. So when you eat good food, when you eat a balanced diet, let me use the word nutrient dense. So what I mean by nutrient dense is you have foods that contain most of the nutrients. Let me just give you a backstory. So there are 3 macronutrients, which are carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Now, other smaller ones are called micronutrients, vitamins, minerals, and the rest. So now, what I mean by nutrient-dense diet, and diet of foods that contain these 3 macronutrients, they contain fats, they contain protein rather, and they contain carbs. You know, when all these online influencers or online people try to tell you, oh, cut out your carbs, carbs are bad, carbs are not good, please eat your carbs. But the only thing is that you shouldn't eat it. You should eat it in moderation. You can't just be loading yourself up with only carbs and eating it all the time. You also have to add proteins and add fats. So let me move on to the next slide. Okay, so okay. Again, I'm just going to talk on what type of food is good for the gut health. Now, like I said previously, there are foods that are good for the gut health are just foods that are nutrient dense. In turn, when you eat this food, when you serve your stomach these foods that are nutrient dense, because the gut has a connection to the brain, it sends signals to the brain, and it just has a way of changing your mood, changing so many things, which in turn just makes you feel happy. And generally your life is just better. So that's the beautiful thing about the gut and the brain. When you serve the gut, nutrient-dense food, it sends signals to the brain that, oh, I'm nice and I'm happy. I've been served different kinds of food, not just carbohydrates. And I'm happy, I'm good. The bacteria in the stomach is happy. They are feeding on different kinds of food. So it just balances our life out for us. Now, a good rule of thumb to improve your gut health naturally is to eat a good variety of whole foods, majorly plant protein. So, like I said, the more diverse your diet is, the more diverse the gut microbiome, which is bacteria. You can call it the bacteria. So what that means is that when you eat different types of food, now let's say you're having lunch and you have carbs, you have beans, carbs, okay, you have rice, you have beans, you have a bit of vegetables, which can be carrots, cabbage, green peas, green pepper. You have avocado. So that's just different nutrients in that diet. Now, when you have diverse food like this in your diet, it leads to a more diverse gut microbiome. So it leads to a more the bacteria in your gut would be diversified, which is good for your overall gut health. Like I said earlier, just basically eating nutrient-dense food is what I'm trying to say. Whole foods and plants also pack more nutrition than processed foods, leaving less room for harmful additives, sweeteners, and saturated fats. I'm sure, let me not say I'm sure, but I think you guys are here because you're interested in nutrition, so you sort of know a few things about food. When you have processed food like carbonated drinks, processed food like canned foods and all of that, they add sugars to them, they add sweeteners, they add things that can give them a long shelf life. And these things are not exactly good for your gut. So when you eat it and it goes down to the gut, your gut is feeling a certain type of way, it's not happy, it's not, the bacteria in your stomach is not doing so well, it's not happy because what you served it at that point, it's not giving. So it sends the signal to your brain, and that's how most of the time you feel a certain type of way when you eat certain food. Now, when you eat nutrient-dense food or foods that are nutritious, it increases the fiber in your stomach and all of that. So some foods that we should focus on for gut health are soluble and insoluble fiber. Most plants are a type of fiber, and this would help in your bowel movement. So for people that have issues with pooping, they're usually constipated most of the time, increase your fiber. Foods like oats, foods like wheat, foods like what's the other one? Oh my gosh, now I'm forgetting. But just generally foods that have a lot of fiber. You can just Google that and check. Yeah, this would increase your bowel. Vitamins too. Foods that have roughages like oranges. Those roughage from the oranges, they're high in fiber. They can increase your bowel movement and help keep your gut happy. Foods like prebiotics and probiotics as well. It is the holy grail of gut health. These are foods like yogurt, fermented foods, basically. So you have yogurt, you have cheese. For us that are in Nigeria, these are like the accessible options that we have. So yeah, foods like yogurt and cheese, they are really, really great for your gut. So also antioxidants are found in fruits and vegetables. Like I said, your oranges, but you also have to be careful because certain fruits are really high in sugar. If you're pre-diabetic or you're diabetic or you have parents that are diabetic, you don't want to serve them fruits that are high, really, really high in sugar. So you just want to look out for that. So fruits that I would recommend: oranges, grapes, fruits that are not really high in sugar. Let me just leave those two examples there so it doesn't get controversial. Okay, moving on. Now, okay, I have sort of talked about this, but this brings me to the next part. Key nutrients for mental health. I'm sure everyone is interested in knowing, oh, what can I do? What can I eat? How do I increase my brain function? Maybe I forget things a lot. How can I improve on this? Yada, yada, yada. Now, I'm going to talk about that. A lot of mental health problems, ranging from depression to anxiety, is really, really influenced. And I really hope that people know this. I really hope that a lot of people will get to know this, just to know this. When you are aware, it helps you make better choices. Okay, so foods that we eat might cause mental health issues ranging from depression to anxiety, and they are really, really influenced by what we eat. So typically, a diet that is high in processed food, like I said before, sugars and unhealthy fats are often associated with poor mental health outcomes. These processed foods, usually most of the time, they trigger inflammation in your gut, they affect your mood, and they affect your brain altogether. It's not like it's going to go and spark something in your brain and then you're now going to have small amnesia or something. It just has a way of making your brain make you feel unhappy, make you think about situations that are not there. It just distorts with how you feel generally and how you think about things, which is mental health. So some of the nutrients for brain function, some of the nutrients, like I said before, are those things that are contained in foods, those substances that are contained in foods. So now some of the nutrients that are really, really great, really, really optimal for your brain health, help you have more brain power, increase your brain function, and all of that good stuff. Number one is choline. This is also called the brain boosting nutrients. Imagine you eating choline, boosting the brain, boosting the nutrients in your brain. This is just what your brain needs. It regulates the memory, it regulates your mood, it also controls the muscle in your brain. Now, where can you find choline? Where do you find choline? What foods contain choline? I won't just say choline and you go to the market and guys start looking for, oh, madam, I'm looking for choline. No, give out to buy choline. No. So the foods that contain choline are eggs. They are mostly contained in dairy products such as eggs, yogurt, cheese, meat, milk, all of that. So the next nutrient that is good for your mental health, for your brain, is magnesium. So magnesium is known as a relaxing mineral, while choline, like I said, is known as the brain boosting nutrient. Now imagine you having magnesium, having choline in your diet. Oh my God, you're literally living super healthy. So magnesium is known as a relaxing mineral. So imagine you eating this food and then at the end of after eating, you're just feeling good, you're feeling relaxed, you're feeling happy, your stomach is happy. That's what magnesium does. That is just what it does to you. So foods that you can find magnesium are leafy green vegetables. So because we are in Africa and we are really, really limited to certain things, your green leafy vegetables, ugu, you have the green. I don't know how other people call it, but I call it the green. I don't know how, I'm really sorry. I don't know what it's called. There is, right now, I think we get to see spinach sometimes. Those green leafy vegetables, that you can just cut them, make a small sauce, a nice sauce, and then yeah, have it with rice, have it with yam, have it with plantain. So you're having your vegetables, you're having your carbs. Perfect size. Now the next mineral, the next nutrient that is good for the brain function is the iron. Iron is really, really important in brain health. It's really, really important in mental health as well, in keeping your mental health optimal. So iron is called the oxygenating brain mineral. What that means is that it sends oxygen to your brain. That's just what it means. So when your brain is well oxygenated, your brain has enough oxygen, it helps in the proper functioning of your brain, and it keeps your brain mentally alert. So you're not standing here and then people are running or someone is shouting, oh, something, 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 and you're just dazed. That kind of situation where you're sitting and you're just in another world. So iron helps keep your brain mentally alert. And sources of iron include the lean meat, dark leafy vegetables as well. And yeah, some seafoods too are high in iron. So you can do that. So to the next point, I'm just going to I'm trying to be a bit fast so we get time to ask questions. Oh my God. Okay, I've already spoken on foods to boost mental health, but I have extra because I came with extra. So I'm just going to give you extra foods that can boost your mental health. And I'm hoping everyone here will take note of some things that you can add to your diet moving forward. I hope you can take out one or two things to enrich your diet. So another food that is really, really great and it boosts mental health is your avocado. I don't know how to stress this enough, but avocados are so, so, so good. They are high in healthy fats, carotenoids, folate, vitamin B, and all these good stuff, all these nutrients support your brain health. It just increases your brain health. It even boosts your vision. It helps in boosting your vision. So another food is the banana. Banana is rich in potassium. It is rich in vitamin B6, and all these all these things produce neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, which, I don't know if you've heard of those happy chemicals. So that is what bananas help to do in the brain. When you eat and then you're feeling good, you're feeling happy, your body is good, you're just in a jolly good state, Bananas produce neurotransmitters, which helps to do this in the brain. Now, dark chocolates. I'm not saying please go and buy all the sneakers and all the mads in ShopRite. I'm not there. But dark chocolates, the really dark ones, and the ones that do not contain as much sugar, they are really, really great in brain health. They are really, really great. Yeah. The next food, I had already mentioned fermented foods, but yeah, I'll just reiterate it. Fermented foods such as yogurt and cheese, they support your gut health, which in turn just makes your brain feel better. Nuts and seeds, nuts and seeds, nuts such as cashew, even your regular groundnut is really, really good. Cashew, um, you know that black nut that they sell and they tie in white nylon. I think they call it walnut. It's also really good. So seeds as well, berries like your blueberries. Blueberries are really, really great. Fatty fish. I know salmon is really expensive in Nigeria, but you can go for your regular ice fish, mackerel, titus, and all of that. They are really, really good as well. So you know they are fatty. So when you're cooking them, you also have to be careful in not putting too much of oil or frying them with too much oil. So like the health benefits will not be overweighed when you're cooking it. So at least when you're cooking, try to retain some of the nutrients in it. Don't go and fry it with 1 liter of oil and say, so they say I should eat fish. Fish is good. Fish is good, though. But yes, don't go and use cooking to kill all the nutrients. So eggs as well. Eggs are a great source of mental health food. Sorry, brain food rather, not mental health food, brain food. So yeah, which brings me to the next thing I would like to talk about, some tips that would increase or help you in having better nutrition. These are the things that I would normally do, and I just want you guys to be aware of it as well. So when you're eating, you take your time to eat. I know people that live in Lagos or even in this country where things are one kind, are somehow when you're eating, please try to take your time to eat your food, chew your food properly. Maybe not like try to relax and eat your food properly. This helps in your digestion, and then when it gets to your guts, it just makes it a whole lot better. Read your food labels. I know not many people would know how to read food labels, but when you see that nutritional information on the packet of food, try to look at it, try to look at the sugar part of it, where it has added sugars or the carbohydrate part. So you just see the quantity of sugar that is added to the food. I can also check out the protein part. So you know, is this food nutrient dense? Does it have protein? Does it have you know what I'm trying to say? Just look at your food labels, look out for proteins, look out for added sugars. If the sugars are a lot, they are not really good. So yeah, also watch your portions. I know there are people that will finish 3 cups of gari in a sitting. I know I'm not saying don't eat 3 cups of gari or don't eat 3 cups of rice, you know. But what you can do is space it. Don't eat the 3 cups at once. You can eat 1 cup now. You can eat another 1 cup in about 3 or 2 hours. Then the next one in another 2 or 3 hours. So don't just pack everything. It's just like you're bombarding your body. You're carrying so much load and throwing it into your body. So when you break it, when you space your food, you're giving your body little doses of sugar to work on. You're giving your body little doses of things to digest, or food to digest rather. So also cook at home, prepare your meals at home to just better have control over your cooking methods. Also, I know Lagos is hard, or wherever you're staying, Nigeria is just difficult. It's easier to buy food outside. It's easier to get other food from Global or somewhere. And then you don't know how these people must have made the food. You don't know the water, the oil, whatever. It's just better to control the cooking method of your food at home. Also, eat in moderation. Like I said before, space out your food. Don't pack a lot of food into your body at once. Try to space it out. It gives your body time to digest, and then the release of sugar is in small quantities, which helps you curtail your sugar level. Eat moderately, snack moderately. If you're someone that, when you eat in 1 hour you feel hungry the next hour, try to have snacks like plantain chips, things like carrots. Those would fill you up and you will not need to eat till maybe your next meal time. So this helps you in curtailing eating too much. Also, listen to your body, listen to your body. When your body says it's full, please just stop eating. Listen to your body. So also, nutritional or professionals in general have a role to play in nutrition and mental health. This cannot be, it cannot separate it from another. Professionals, nutritionists, dietitians, they all have a role to play in nutrition and mental health. And why do I say this? Nutritional professionals would help you assess your dietary habits. Now, what do I mean by this? If you're someone that eats every hour, a professional will help you assess this, and they will look at it. You give them your history, and then they will be able to assess it, which they will be able to help you control it, and then this would in turn contribute to having an optimal brain function and mental health. And also in educating patients, in educating people, like what I am doing right now, it's just we need more people to spread the word, the gospel of mental health. And nutrition is really, really a key component in mental health. I really believe in that. I really, really believe in it. And I hope everyone can see this, that the education of nutrition and mental health should be done more, it should just be more. Like, we need more people to do this. So also, where professionals can come in is in recommending specific nutrients that would support brain health and emotional stability. They would also help people like you and I to develop positive relationships with food and address issues like emotional eating. So emotional eating means when you're sad, all you want to do is buy one big bucket of chicken and sit down and eat. I'm not saying don't do it, but think about it. Also supporting clients in making gradual, achievable, and manageable changes to their health. So professionals would help you achieve your goals in a sustainable way. So now, if you're someone that is looking to lose weight, for example, you would not just, a professional will not just tell you stop eating or cut out your carbs. They would do it little by little. They would tell you, oh, if you used to eat 3 cups of rice, reduce it to 1 cup. And that is how it would be sustained. So they don't just cut out your carbs or cut out anything. They would have to give you small achievable goals to start with so you can sustain it. Because if you just cut it out, one day you'll be like, wait, let me not come and kill myself. You just go and pack 3 cups of rice again and eat, and all the progress that you've made will just be lost. So it needs to be done in a manageable and sustainable way. Also, developing and carrying out community-based programs to raise awareness on the connection between mental health and food. Like I said, this cannot be overemphasized. We need more people to be aware of this. We need people to really, really know that nutrition can affect and influence on your mental state and your brain function. So that so the next thing I would like to talk about today. Sorry. Okay, so I had a few questions from you guys. If there's any question or any comment, you guys can drop it in the chat box. I will look at it. But from the form you guys filled, thank you again, you guys, for dropping your questions. It really opened my eye to certain things. And I'll just like to address if some things that people said. If you're here, I'm really happy to answer your question. So some people asked, or someone asked how or what, let me get the question. Let me get the question. Someone asked what supplements do, right? I think, let me just summarize, but someone asked what supplements do in nutrition, right? So supplements, basically, like the name entails, it is just a supplement. It is an add-on. It doesn't contain all the nutrients. Most of the nutrients that we get are derived from the food that we eat. So when you eat rice and stew, right, what you get from that rice and stew is carbohydrate, which is the rice. Now let's say, okay, you used a lot of tomato for the stew, and maybe you have protein in the stew. So you're getting carbohydrates, you're getting protein, and you're getting a bit of vitamins. So now, most of the nutrients that we get are derived from the food that we eat, our diet. Now, when you take supplements, let's say vitamin D supplement or zinc, right? It is the nutrients there are in little doses. They cannot overshadow the one that you're getting from your food. So yeah, that's basically what supplements are and what they do in nutrition. And then supplements cannot replace your balanced diet. It cannot replace your nutrient-dense diet. If you're someone that is eating healthy, eating clean, eating nutrient-dense food, you might really not need supplements, right? Because your food is good and you're really, really getting your nutrients from the food that you eat. So yeah, supplements are just add-ons. You cannot replace a nutritious diet with supplements. So I hope I have been able to answer that person's question. This question, these are the questions that people asked, and that's why they are here. So someone also asked if nutrition can cure mental health conditions, and I would say no, nutrition cannot cure mental health conditions alone. It can help, but on its own alone, nutrition cannot do that. Nutrition can only complement with the other forms. So that's where you have to see a doctor, you have to go to the hospital, someone will assess you, know the state you are in, know if you need medication or you need therapy. Now, nutrition can only complement these other forms these other forms of treatment. So nutrition on its own cannot cure a mental health condition. The next question, let me just look at it. Are there diets that tend to cause a brain disorder? So I would say yes. Diets tend to cause, some diets can cause brain disorder because they are high in sugars, and these sugars can go on to your gut and cause inflammations and all of that. So yeah, and then when I talk about the brain and the gut connection, because these things are high in unhealthy fats, they are high in sugar, when they cause an inflammation, it goes on to cause issues in the brain, and it can present itself physically, which can be in anxiety, depression, schizophrenia, even bipolar disorders, so many things. So yeah, that's why you need to be aware of what you eat, manage what you eat. Okay, so the next thing that someone asked, or the next question was how to use food on a budget to improve mental health. Food on a budget. So I'm just, like I said before, because we are in this part of the world where good food, nutrient-dense food are a bit expensive, I would say do what you can do. If you cannot get blueberries, for example, you can buy orange, you can buy pineapple, you can buy the ones you can afford, right? Just try to do things that are within your budget. Yeah, you can really improve nutrition on a budget. Buy 500 naira, make a large pot of sauce, add fish in the sauce, add if you can't afford shrimp, if you can't afford prawns, those smaller ones, I think they are less expensive shrimps. You add them, you can add periwinkle, those ones that they have removed from the shell, that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely you can do nutrition on a budget in Nigeria. So to the next question, nutritional deficiencies in specific mental health cases. Okay. Sorry. Please, if you have any question, people that are here, you can drop it in the comments and I will try to take a look at it. Thank you very much. So nutrition can significantly improve focus, sleep quality, and stress. The question was nutritional deficiency in specific mental health cases. Although I don't have a full picture of that question, but I would say foods rich in antioxidants, healthy fats, vitamins can improve inflammation. It can help improve focus and all of that. So yeah, nutrition can help to improve some mental health disorders, mental health cases, mental health issues. Can nutrition improve focus, stress, and sleep? Yeah, yes, it can. So to improve for better sleep, okay, I think that was a question I was answering. For better sleep, foods like turkey, dairy products, they contain a certain compound known as tryptophan, which helps with better sleep. For stress levels, it can be managed with food such as green leafy veggies and nuts. I had a really interesting question, and I really appreciate the person that sent it in. This person asked how menopause and mental health, if there's any correlation between menopause and mental health. And definitely, during menopause, right, there are a lot of hormonal changes that are going on in the body. You're getting to your prime. Some parts of your body, like the uterus, is trying to adjust to not um, releasing the egg every month. So there are a lot of things that hormonal changes that are going on in your body at that time. So you need foods, nutrient dense foods that would help in this transition, right? I don't know if you understand. So menopause leads to certain symptoms or certain mental health cases like mood swings, your mood changes, you're shouting on people, people that you would normally not shout on, you're just angry all the time. You can be anxious, just having this anxiety of what comes next, just general anxiety and depression. And foods like omega-3 fatty acids like avocado, they can help in this transition. It would improve your mood, improve your brain function, because there are so many changes that are going on during this time. So yeah, definitely you need certain foods to help you in this transition. They will help with your mood. Definitely. Also, another interesting question I got was what foods are best suited for women during their periods? That is really, really interesting because, yeah, like I said before, girls, women, we tend to eat a lot of sugar, a lot of sugary foods when we have periods. So I would say that during periods, right, certain foods can help improve your mood and reduce pain. And the foods that I would suggest are foods that are rich in iron, that are rich in iron. So foods that are rich in iron will just help reduce fatigue, help reduce weakness, and all of that. So example of these foods that are rich in iron are beans, green meat, and grains. Now, also you need to consider eating foods that are rich in magnesium. This would help to reduce your cramps, those uncomfortable little pains that we have. So whole grains, nuts like cashews, walnuts, even tiger nuts, the fresh one might help um, during periods. Complex carbs like vegetables. I mentioned oats before. So what I mean by complex carbs, right? They are those carbohydrates. They are carbohydrates, no doubt. But when your body is when it is taken into your bloodstream, they are taken in small doses. So, for example, now when you eat a bar of chocolate, the way the sugar enters your bloodstream is hard. It's really, really hard. It goes in like bangaladang. Sorry. But when you eat complex carbs, right, the time your body takes to release the sugar into your blood, it comes really slowly. So it helps to regulate the sugar. So that's what I mean by complex carbs. So there are carbs that do this, and there are carbs that do not do this. So carbs that are complex are those ones that are rich in fiber, like oats, wheat. Um, I still can't remember the one that I was trying to remember. But yeah, please just check out examples of complex carbs. So foods like grapes, really great option. Blueberries, really, really good. Um, so I think these are the few questions I was able to answer from the form that you guys left. The questions that you guys left on the form, rather. Thank you to everyone that filled that out. So also hydration during period is really, really essential. Drink lots of fluids, drink lots of water. It would help with the pain, right? Okay, so I'll just conclude. So You can send your comments or your questions. So the relationship between mental health and nutrition is really, really profound, and it is multifaceted. I haven't even touched half of what it is. Now, nutrient-rich diets, I hope I have been able to at least make you guys get a glimpse as to how important nutrition is in mental health. Now, what I would like you guys to take home is that you should consider having a nutrient-dense diet, in a diet that is rich in at least the macronutrients, carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. Don't abandon the smaller ones. So I'm not saying you should do that. They are equally important. But yeah, have a nutrient-dense diet. So consuming a variety of foods that provide essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants is crucial for brain function and mental health. Nutrients such as omega-3 fatty acids, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everywhere you go, you see omega-3 fatty acids. So your avocado and your fish, really, really great options for this. Your B vitamins, vitamin D, magnesium, they all play important roles in maintaining your emotional health and your brain health. Please, you guys, if you don't take anything else away from today, take out that having all these nutrients in your food would really improve your brain health. So the gut-brain connection, which is influenced by our food, the gut interacts with the brain through various pathways, a lot of pathways, and it includes the production of neurotransmitters, like I had earlier mentioned, and the modulation of inflammation. So what this means is when you eat foods that are good for your gut, when you eat foods that make bacteria in your gut happy, it modulates the how inflamed it can be down there. So a healthy gut supported by probiotics, which are yogurts and cheese, contributes to a better mental health. Avoid harmful substances, which is limiting intake of processed foods, refined sugars, excessive caffeine, and alcohol. I know a lot of us like coffee. I like coffee as well. But yeah, excessive caffeine is where the harm lies. Holistic approach. Mental health is best supported by a combination of a nutritious diet generally. There's no two ways about it. There isn't a magic pill. There isn't really any magic. It's just what you eat. And then added to other forms of treatment like therapy, talking to someone, and then taking medication in severe cases. When you recognize and then you recognize this connection between nutrition and mental health, you're able to leverage the connection and then take steps that would increase, would help, would improve your mental well-being. Focus on having a balanced, nutrient-dense diet is the powerful tool in promoting mental health. And I wish everybody to know this. I really wish everyone would be able to understand and know this for themselves. Don't follow anybody. They say, oh, keto diet, we want to go to keto diet. They say, no, take out fat. You want to take out all your fat. You don't have any, you don't eat any healthy fat. So yeah, I wish everyone would know nutrition for themselves, know what works for you. There are people that when they eat, their stomach is rumbling, they have flatulence and all of that. So just know what's good for you. Figure out what your body needs, what your body likes, and all of this will contribute to an overall good quality of life. So yeah, this is where I would be ending this conversation today. If there are any questions, please, I'm happy to look at it. Over to you, Favor. Please let me know, are there any questions?
Yes, there are. Thank you very much for speaking to us, Mary. It was a very big privilege to have you here with us. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
thanks to Assad for doing this as well. So for the question and answer session, I will be handing over to my colleague Grace to take over.
Okay.
Hi, Mary. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hi, Grace. How are you doing?
Hi. I'm okay. Good evening. Thank you so much for doing this. Honestly, I've been learning so much, and this is a topic that I've wanted to know more about for like the longest time. So when I saw that this session was coming up, I just signed up ASAP. So I was really excited. Thank you so much for everything you said so far. And we do have a couple of questions for you. So guys, if you're here and you have any more questions, please drop them in the chat box and we'll respond to them. So before I move on to my question, am I allowed to just say something a bit personal?
Definitely. You are. Please share
Okay.
anything.
Okay, so for the longest time, I've noticed that there's some certain things I eat at some certain times, and it just makes me feel a type of way. Like I feel irritated, I feel angry, I feel dull, I feel heavy. And this session has honestly just helped me make the connection between what I'm eating and why I'm feeling that way. So just this is a bit personal, but foods that contain tomatoes, they give me acid reflux. So when I eat spicy food or jollof rice or stew, which is very hard for me. I love jollof rice. I like my jollof rice. So when I have that, especially in the evenings, it gives me acid reflux and I get very irritable. So this section has really just helped me put that together. So now I know what type of foods to avoid and how to listen to my body better. So the first question I have for you is, what are some mindful eating strategies that could, just help improve mental well-being?
I think I mentioned it earlier. So what you can do is eat your food gently. Don't rush your food. Try to chew everything in your mouth. So when it goes down, it's really easy for your body to digest it. Also, don't bombard your body with food, right? Eat in portions, eat in small portions. When you really bombard your body, at the end of when you just finish eating, you're tired, you want to sleep, you just want to lie down. Some people will say, "Oh, I want to have a power nap," before they wake up 2 hours later. So yeah, I would just say maybe control your portions and then control your portions, chew your food gently when you're eating. So when it goes down, your body is not having a hard time digesting it.
Okay, thank you very much for that. That was very helpful. And there was a question somebody asked in the chat box. So I remember you said something earlier about fermented food, and someone was asking, is fufu an option for fermented food?
Fufu is fermented, right? But it's also carbohydrate. So really, 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 I would say control the portion. Fufu is fermented, but it's not fermented in the way that we are talking about right now. So if you watch the process of how fufu is fermented, it's not the same as how yogurt is and cheese, right? But fufu, it's a fermented food, yes, no doubt. But also, you cannot just be loading your body with fufu because it's a fermented food. So yeah, just watch your portion of fufu eating. I hope I have answered the person's question.
Yeah, that was actually very helpful because I also wanted to know, to be honest. And when it comes to healthy eating, this is just based off on that fufu question. When it comes to healthy eating, people have this, I don't know if it's a misconception, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but people just have this idea that Nigerian foods are not healthy. So swallows,
Yeah,
people just, when you tell somebody that you're on a
condemn
diet,
Nigerian food.
eating
Yeah.
swallow, they're like, what type of diet are you on? So could you speak more on that?
Ni- Nigerian foods are not bad, to be honest. Most Nigerian foods are really healthy. If you look at amala and begiri and iwedu, like I would tell anybody anywhere, that is one of the most healthy Nigerian foods. So amala, it's made from what? Yam peel, I be the back of yam, right? And it is dried. And then begiri, it's just basically, is it begiri? Abi begiri? Sorry to all my Yoruba people, but it's I think it's a green vegetable, or is it the yellow one that is begiri? Sorry. But I know the green one is from a green vegetable. And then so amala is really one of the most healthy Nigerian foods that we have. To answer the question, right, Nigerian foods are not bad. It's how we eat them and it's how we cook them that makes it bad. So now someone wants to eat amala, they will go and have 4 wraps or 5 wraps because it's amala. That is why it will now give you a bit later in life, you now start having big stomach because you're eating a lot, you're not giving your body um you're not giving your body small portions of things to work on. You're just loading it. Your body is stressed. Let me use that word. Your body is stressed out. So the body works full time. The body works 24 hours. Even when you are asleep, your body is working. There are things going on in your body. So when, for example, now you eat by 10 p.m. and you want to sleep by 11 p.m., how do you want your body to digest that food that you ate 1 hour ago? So these are the issues, right? Nigerian food is not bad. It's how we eat them, how we cook them, and when we eat them. So if you can control your portions, cook your food with less oil, don't eat too late, don't fry your fish or your meat with a lot of oil. Try to use the air fryer. Now there are so many things that we can use. There's air fryer right now, and they are cheap ones that people can afford. Don't load your food with a lot of proteins. That is also an issue because you want to spend your money. You're buying 2 turkey, 2 chicken, 3 eggs for one food alone. Calm your body down, please. It's not that serious. Try to eat in moderation. That's just the key thing. Try to eat in moderation. Nigerian foods are not bad. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much for that. That was so helpful. And then my next question is on macronutrients, so carbohydrates, protein, and fats, just to give a bit of context. So in this era of social media and fitness influencers, everybody, you have people coming online every day, they want to give you dietary advice. You will say, oh, if you want to build your muscles at the gym, you need to eat a lot of protein. Somebody's going to come online today and tell you you should cut out carbs completely. Tomorrow, someone else is telling you, oh, eat so amount of carbs or avoid this type of carbs. So it gets complicated sometimes. There's a lot of
Overwhelming. Yeah.
yeah, it becomes very overwhelming. So what should I say simple advice can you give to somebody who wants to balance all these nutrients and just make sure they're getting enough? Like, what's the simple way around it?
The simple way is just eat a balanced diet. So when you were small, from your primary school, your teachers were singing, there are 6 classes of food. Balanced diet is a food that contains 6 classes of food: carbohydrates, proteins, healthy fats, vitamins, minerals, water, right? So this is what you should focus on every single time, except, okay, maybe you're trying to lose weight or you're trying to gain weight, then you can do something else, which is where you have to meet a professional, or you just get this information, you do research, know what works for you, know your body as well. But if you're just trying to maintain a healthy lifestyle, you're trying to maintain clean diets, just focus on eating good, focus on eating a balanced diet. That's all I would say. Your vegetables are really important, fruits, carbohydrates, they are not the enemy. They are not the enemy, please. Carbohydrates are the major source of energy to the body. So you cannot cut out carbohydrates and think you're going to get energy from another source of food. Where is it going to come from? Carbohydrates are the major source of energy to the body, so you can't cut it out. So yeah, focus on having a balanced diet. That's it. And don't let anyone fool you. Do your research. Know your body for yourself. Know your nutrition for yourself. If what I'm saying is also wrong, please go and do your research. Don't listen to me. But this is just my opinion, right?
Thank you very much, Mary. So guys, you've heard it here, do your research, ask questions, consult a nutritionist. Our speaker, Mary, here is a nutritionist. So please, Mary, would you be okay with people reaching out to you with questions? If you could just share maybe the link to your socials or an email address that people could reach out to you if they have any concerns. And we're quickly coming to the end of this session. So if you have any more questions, you can still drop it in the chat box. And if we can't take it during the session, maybe you could reach out to Mary one-on-one if you have concern. So any more questions from the chat box, we can just take maybe one. But in the meantime, thank you all so much for joining. Mary, thank you so much. This has been very
Thank you,
educational.
Asad, for having me. This means so much to me. You have no idea. Thank you so much, everyone that has joined, so much as even asked a question, dropped a comment. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It means the world to me. Thank you, Asad. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you, everyone. So, Favor, back to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mary. Thank you so much, Grace, for that session. It's been wonderful. And I want to thank everyone for joining today's program. Thank you all for being here today, for spending your evening with Asad. We do hope that it was worthwhile. So while you've learned about mental health and nutrition, the most important part is not just that you keep the knowledge for yourself, but you also go out and tell others about what you have learned in today's webinar. So once again, my name is Okuka Favor and I was your host for today. You can check the comment section for our IG Instagram handle, for our Twitter handle, every social media. There's also a forum link that was sent, so you can join the forum. And I do appreciate everyone who showed up for today's program. So yes, thank you for joining this session, and I do hope we enjoy the rest of our evening. Bye-bye, everyone. Yes, Chris.
Yes, sorry. So before we all leave, we have a mental health training coming up in July on exploring self-identity. So the link is going to be shared in the chat box. If this is something that you're interested in, please don't hesitate to sign up. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So I've dropped the registration link in the chat box now. So please feel free to sign up. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good evening.